The man who looked exactly like me. I never believed in doppelgangers. Those stories always sounded like something people made up to explain coincidences. A stranger with similar features, a mistaken identity, nothing more. At least that's what I believed until the day I saw a photograph of myself standing somewhere I had never been. The story began on a rainy Thursday afternoon. I was 29 years old and worked as a freelance photographer. Most of my days were spent editing pictures in my apartment, rarely speaking to anyone except clients. It wasn't an exciting life, but it was peaceful. That afternoon, my phone rang. The caller ID displayed my mother's name. The moment I answered, I could hear panic in her voice. "Daniel, where are you?" I laughed. "At home." There was silence. Then she whispered, "No, that's impossible." A chill ran down my spine. What do you mean?" "I saw you this morning." I frowned. "Mom, I haven't left the apartment in 2 days." "No," she said firmly. "I saw you downtown. You walked past me outside the train station." I rubbed my forehead. "Someone who looked like me, maybe." "Daniel," she replied. "A mother knows her own son." That sentence stayed in my head long after the call ended, but I dismissed it. Until 3 days later, a client hired me to photograph an old warehouse that was scheduled for demolition. The building sat on the edge of town, abandoned for decades. Dust covered everything. Broken windows allowed thin beams of sunlight to cut through the darkness. I spent hours taking photographs. While exploring the second floor, I discovered a small office hidden behind a collapsed wall. Inside was an old filing cabinet. Most of the documents had rotted away, but one item caught my attention, a photograph. It looked recent, only a few years old. The image showed a group of workers standing in front of the warehouse, and among them was me. Not someone similar, not someone close, me. Every feature was identical. The eyes, the nose, the scar above my eyebrow, everything. The photo slipped from my fingers. My heart hammered against my ribs. I turned the photograph over. Written on the back was a date. 5 years ago, I stared at it. 5 years ago, I had been living in another city. I had never visited this warehouse. Yet there I was, smiling directly at the camera. That night, I barely slept. The next morning, I returned to the warehouse and asked around nearby businesses. Most people knew nothing. Eventually, an elderly security guard recognized the photo. "Yeah," he said, "I remember that guy." My stomach tightened. "You knew him?" The guard nodded. "Worked here for a few months before disappearing." "What's his name?" The old man shrugged. "Funny thing, nobody knew." "What do you mean?" "He never told anyone much, kept to himself." I showed him my driver's license. His eyes widened. For several seconds, he simply stared. Then he whispered, "That's him." I left immediately. For the first time in my life, genuine fear settled inside me. Because this was no longer a coincidence. Someone who looked exactly like me had existed, and somehow our lives had overlapped. Over the next week, I became obsessed. I searched public records, old newspapers, social media, anything. Eventually, I found another photograph, then another, and another. Different years, different locations, always the same face, my face. The earliest image was taken nearly 15 years ago when I was 14. The man appeared to be the same age in every picture. He never seemed older, never seemed younger, exactly the same. The discovery shattered me. I stopped sleeping, stopped answering calls, stopped working. I needed answers. Then one evening, an email arrived. No subject, no message, only an attachment, a photograph. My blood turned cold. The picture showed me sleeping in my apartment. It had been taken through my bedroom window just days earlier. At the bottom of the image was a single sentence. "It's time we met." I nearly dropped the phone. Someone was watching me, someone who knew everything. That night, I locked every door, closed every curtain, and sat awake until sunrise. Nothing happened. The following evening, another email arrived. This time, there was an address, no explanation, just an address. Against every instinct, I went. The location led to an abandoned motel outside the city. Most rooms had been boarded shut. The parking lot was empty. The place looked looked dead. Room 17 was the only door slightly open. My hands trembled as I pushed it inward. The room was dark, silent, empty, or so I thought. Then I heard a voice behind me. "You're late." I spun around and froze. The man standing there was me. Exactly me. Same height, same face, same voice. It felt like looking into a mirror. For several seconds, neither of us spoke. Then he smiled. The same smile I had seen every morning in the bathroom mirror for my entire life. "You exist," I whispered. "So do you." My legs nearly gave out. "What are you?" The smile faded. "That's the wrong question." "Then what's the right one?" He looked directly into my eyes. "Which one of us is real?" The words hit me like a punch. I laughed nervously. "This is insane." "Maybe." He sat on the edge of the bed, calm, relaxed, as if this meeting had been planned for years. "I've been looking for you," he said. "Why?" "Because something is wrong." I stared at him. "What does that mean?" He reached into his pocket and handed me a photograph. It showed both of us standing together as children. I felt sick. The picture was impossible. I had never seen him before, yet there we were, two identical boys holding hands in front of a house I didn't recognize. My head began spinning. "Where did you get this?" "It's ours." "No." "Yes." I shook my head violently. "No." The man sighed. "I knew this would happen. Tell me the truth." He looked away, then spoke quietly. "We were twins." I blinked. "My parents never had twins." "They did." I stared. "No. They lost one." The room suddenly felt smaller, hotter, harder to breathe. "They were told I died." My heart pounded. "That's impossible." "They believed it." The man leaned forward. "But I didn't die. I wanted to reject everything, to walk away, to call him a liar. Yet something deep inside me sensed he was telling the truth, because for the first time, I noticed something. A tiny scar beneath his left ear. I had the exact same scar, a scar I had carried since birth. One doctors could never explain. The same impossible mark, in the same impossible place. Silence filled the room. Then I asked the question that terrified me most. "If you're my brother, why have you been hiding?" His expression darkened. "I wasn't hiding." "What then?" "I was running." The air seemed to stop. "From who?" His answer came immediately. "From the people who took me." A cold wave passed through my body. He began explaining. A private organization, illegal experiments, children disappearing, false records, fake deaths, years spent escaping, years spent searching for his family, searching for me. Every word sounded unbelievable, yet every piece fit, every photograph, every sighting, every mystery. Then he looked toward the window. Fear suddenly appeared in his eyes for the first time. "They found me." I turned. Headlights illuminated the parking lot. 3 black SUVs. My stomach dropped. Men stepped out, moving quickly, purposefully. The stranger, my brother, grabbed my arm. "We have to leave." "What is happening?" "No time." The motel door exploded inward. We ran. Glass shattered behind us. Shouts echoed through the building. We sprinted through hallways and out a rear exit. Rain poured from the sky. We crossed an empty field. Bullets struck the ground nearby. My lungs burned. My heart felt ready to burst, yet we kept running. Eventually, we reached the woods. The men stopped pursuing us. Hours later, we sat beneath a massive oak tree, exhausted, silent. The rain had finally stopped. My brother stared toward the stars, then smiled, a peaceful smile. "I found you." Emotion caught in my throat. For nearly 30 years, I had believed I was alone, an only child, a single life, a single story, but that wasn't true. Somewhere along the way, my story had been split in half, and now, against impossible odds, it had finally become whole again. Months later, DNA tests confirmed everything. He was my brother, my identical twin. The family reunion was emotional beyond words. My parents cried for hours. My mother refused to let go of him. My father simply sat there staring, unable to believe what he was seeing. As for me, I sometimes still catch myself looking at him and feeling that same shock. The strange feeling of seeing my own face looking back. But now the fear is gone, because he is no longer longer a mystery, no longer a shadow, no longer the man who looked exactly like me. He's my brother. And after spending a lifetime searching for answers, that's a truth more incredible than any ghost story could ever be.